Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now in today's video we're just going to be making a quick short video and I'm going to be talking about the weak links I think are at Manchester United and if they make the team weaker, if they impact the team in a negative way, if I just think they're not good enough for Manchester United as a whole, if they need to improve as players themselves, whether they're not ready development wise, whether their time is up at United. So yeah, I'm just going to be going through the team and players I think that just aren't cut out for this Manchester United side. So we'll just start off. We'll go from defence to forwards, and yeah, let's just get right into it. So first off for me, I'm gonna exploit quite an obvious one. Quite a lot of players would be obvious, I think, because these players are quite what's the word? They are just not seen as first teamers or players that can challenge for a first team spot, if that makes sense. So, like I said, for me, I feel like Tom Heaton's an obvious one. Even though he's a decent backup goalkeeper, why have we brought in Dubravka? It just makes no sense. So, obviously, Ten Hag has seen Tom Heaton in action in pre-season, but has brought in Dubravka as the number 2 goalkeeper. It just makes no sense to me. So why would you bring in a goalkeeper on loan to be your number 2 when you've already got a number 2? So I think that just speaks out for itself. Now, we've not seen enough of Tom Heaton, but to me, I just think that he's not good enough to be a backup goalkeeper. I think he's like, I don't know, I'd say a Southampton, like a mid-table backup goalkeeper type of thing. He's not a backup goalkeeper that United should be having, I think. Like, personally, I think Dean Henderson is a great backup goalkeeper, but he has a massive ego and thinks that he should be playing for the first team. And obviously, it's good to have that ego that you're really good, but you should also know your place as a goalkeeper like Dean Henderson. Now, obviously, he's out on loan on Nottingham Forest, and I don't know what we're going to do with him when he comes back, when that loan expires. I don't know if he's going to be sold on or come back as a goalkeeper and challenge De Gea for the first team spot. I have no idea. We'll just have to see how his performance goes at Nottingham Forest. I personally think he'll probably get sold at the end of the season, but as far as I know, there's no there's no clause in his contract at Nottingham Forest where they can buy him. But yeah, so Tom Heaton, I think, is one of the weak links at United where I just think he's not good enough. Number 2, I'm going to go for Juan Basaka. I just think that even though he's a decent right back defending wise, he just doesn't have anything going forward. And with this system that Ten Hag wants to play, you see Dalot, you see Malacia running up and down them wings all game. I just don't think Juan Basaka can do that. I think Juan Basaka is a very comfortable right back where he stays back too much and just doesn't get forward as much, and his crossing ability isn't the best. Now, you know, Ten Hag was looking at a right back in the transfer window, and it was Dumfries he wanted, Thomas Muher, and I think it was one more. What was his name? I can't remember his name. There was another right back that United were linked to. I can't remember his name. It'll probably come back to me in mid video. I'll probably just scream it out of nowhere and just be like, oh, that's his name. But no, but so far, Juan Basaka is a weak link at United, I just think, because I just think he's not good enough. And I think a lot of players that are in the second team aren't going to be good enough, and I just think that either they're just not good enough to be developed, if they have just lost their place as a whole, if their potential's kind of dried out, etc. But yeah, Juan Basaka is yet another weak link at Manchester United, in my opinion. Like I said, I just think that he, even though he's very decent at defending, I can't remember the last time he actually had a good game. And the way Dalot's been at United this season, he's shone under Ten Hag's coaching. And I'm going to make a video tomorrow about the strong links at United. So let me know if you want to see that video, but that's the video I'm planning to make tomorrow. But anyway, so now we'll go to centre backs. I'm going to just give you the list of Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Axel Tuanzebe, and Phil Jones. Not Phil Foden, I wish we had Phil Foden. No, but Phil Jones. That's 4 centre-backs we've got of this club. Now, Lindelof, maybe, but I just think that we shouldn't have got rid of Eric Bailey. I don't know why we got rid of him, because I think he's better the majority of centre-backs we had, and you saw I don't know if you saw him, but he gave out some quotes about how Manchester United prioritise English players and everyone should be given a chance. They were his quotes, and it's quite interesting to see that he's saying that. But obviously he's not in Manchester United play anymore, and I wish him all the best at Marseille, where he's gone to. But yeah, I feel like Lindelof is an okay centre-back, maybe. I think maybe Lindelof's maybe a bit harsh, but I just don't think he's good enough. Because when you see that the likes of Martinez and Varane are out of the team, if they get injured in the World Cup or something, or upcoming to the World Cup, and that squad completely changes, because then you're replacing Martinez for the likes of Harry Maguire or Lindelof. Same with if Varane's out, then you've got Martinez and Lindelof, or Martinez and Harry Maguire. And we saw how Martinez and Maguire played in the first two games of the season. It just wasn't the best. But yeah, I just think that them 4 centre-backs, Phil Jones just has to go. He's been here way too long. He's doing a Gareth Bale at Real Madrid, where he just doesn't play, gets a big paycheck, and is just living the best life, really. Axel Tuanzebe, I think he just needs to move for his own career. I think that he's not young anymore, and I think that he just should go now. So I don't know what he is doing at the club. So maybe Ten Hag will play him in the Europa League and stuff, but with games being cancelled for the next 2 weeks, like obviously Palace was cancelled last weekend, and not cancelled, say postponed. I'm saying with Leeds this weekend, so thankfully United are playing on Thursday against Sheriff. So I'm guessing Ten Hag's just going to play the first team just to keep their match fitness up, which will be a bit of a setback for the second team players who thought they'd be playing. But anyway, yeah, them 4 centre backs I think are some weak links. Left back, I'm going to go for Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw. Brandon Williams, like Tuanzebe, is just not a youth player anymore. He's in his early 20s now, where he should either be pushing for that first team spot or playing as that backup left back, but just isn't anywhere near the team. So I think he just needs to go. So that's just my opinion when it comes to Brandon Williams. He's just he was exciting youth player and just hasn't made anything of his career. He had that poor loan spell at Norwich last season, didn't really do anything. So yeah, I think that Brandon Williams is another weak link at Manchester United, and he's just not good enough to be at this club. Luke Shaw, on the other hand, might be a controversial one, because I know a lot of United fans who actually like Luke Shaw, but to me, from what I've seen this season and what I saw in pre-season, he just isn't cut out for Manchester United anymore. His pace is gone. He doesn't look like he's got a good attitude. His defensive awareness is just like zonal marking. And I saw this last season. Now, we don't know because we've not seen him play without Maguire. So maybe like when you've seen Martinez play with Varane, with a more comfortable back four, the defence looks a lot stronger. So maybe Luke Shaw might benefit without Harry Maguire. But from what I've seen, Luke Shaw just hasn't had a good game in ages. And the way Malacia's playing, you can't be dropping him. But that's just my opinion. But I think Luke Shaw, I think he's 24, 25 now. No, I think he's older than that now. I think he's 26. 25, 26, I think Luke Shaw is. So he's going to be reaching his prime soon. So a player like Luke Shaw's quality, I think that he's going to struggle getting back into the first team with the way Malacia's playing. And I think Luke Shaw, with his stubbornness and stuff, I think he's going to be wanting to be a first team left back. But the way Malacia's playing, you just can't drop him. But yeah, CDM, I don't think I have one, to be honest. I think that the likes of the way McTominay's playing recently, I think he's playing really well. Obviously, I can't say Casemiro because he's not been here long enough. So yeah, I'll just go for midfield. I'll just say midfield. I won't go each position. We'll just say midfield. I'll say Fred. I'll say, I don't know actually. I'd just say maybe just Fred, to be honest, because I think the way McTominay's playing recently, he's playing really, really well. Is there any dead links that I can think of? I don't think so. I'd honestly just go for just Fred. Now, before the season, I was rating Fred over McTominay, but the way McTominay's playing, you obviously you just can't argue with him. So you've just got to say as a whole that McTominay is better than Fred. And my granddad was saying that to me. He's always rated McTominay over Fred. And personally, last season, I think I had the right to say that Fred was better than McTominay. But this season, McTominay's kept Casemiro out of the squad, a multiple Champions League winner. Now, I guess that's because, obviously, Casemiro didn't have a pre-season with us and wasn't nurtured into the team. But without a shadow of a doubt, Casemiro's got to be playing over McTominay. It's just levels above him. But McTominay is doing really well from what he's being asked to do. Obviously, he's still having some averages performances, but he's not really had a poor performance, if that makes sense. He's not had a below-average game in the last few games. So I think that he's playing quite well now. There's a more solid back four in front of him. Now, I think you're going to see there's a lot of more defensive-minded players where when we've got a strong back four, certain midfielders will seem a lot more confident and we'll see them play better. But yeah, to me, so far, I think that's just the only midfielder in Fred that I just think isn't good enough. I just think that his passing isn't the best. And I thought he was actually developing well under Ranić. But Fred as a whole, he just hasn't really worked in Ten Hag's system so far. But that's just my opinion. Yeah, and forwards, let's think. I think that Alanga is a player that is a weak link. I just think that with Alanga, he just isn't ready. Now, I've seen United fans on Twitter, on YouTube, talking that Alanga is better than some of the upfront opportunities that we've got. Personally, I don't think so. I think he should do what James Garner did last season. Obviously, James Garner's gone now, which I'm very gutted about. But has Garner played for Everton yet? I don't know if he has. I need to look into that actually. But no, with Alanga, I think that he wouldn't get into a mid-table club so far, I think, in the Premier League. I just think the league's too much for him. I think he should go into the Championship, a proper man's league, learn his trade, play them 46 plus games a season, start every single game, and like I said, learn his trade and become a more developed player. Because I think right now, he's got so much hype around him. He's not a Greenwood. Greenwood was obviously just a waste of talent, to be honest. Greenwood was supposed to be the next big thing, but obviously we know with the police incident and stuff like that, Greenwood has obviously just messed his career up. And Alanga was brought in last season under Ranić because he didn't have the depth up front and he was just shoved into the team. And I feel sorry for the lad because I do rate him, but I just don't think he's ready. But that's why I'm going to say he's a weak link. But I think weak links is actually the wrong term, really. I just think he's just not ready. Like, you've got players that have said this video that I think just either aren't cut out to be United players or just aren't United worthy. I think that Alanga could become a very good player for us, but I just think he should learn his trade, go into the Championship and develop. That's what Hannibal Mabry's doing, really. So personally, I'd like to see Alanga go out on loan maybe in January, depending on how we're doing. But maybe this rotation, Alanga will play a big role in. But right now, I think it's the same with Garnacho. I rate Garnacho a lot, but I just think that he shouldn't be playing in the first team. I don't know why we're not loaning these players out. So yeah, I mean, maybe it's the depth, maybe it's the lack of depth, maybe it's just Ten Hag likes these players training with the first team so he can actually develop him himself and then bring them on for like 10 or 15 minutes or play him in a cup game in the FA Cup or something. I don't know, but playing like 5 or 6, or like starting like 4 or 5 games a season for these young lads just shouldn't be happening. They've been brought through the academy because they're too good for the academy, but they aren't good. They aren't cut out for the first team. So what should you do? You should put them out on loan. That is what should be happening for these young players, like Hannibal Mabry is doing, like Zidane Iqbal should be doing. And I like these lads a lot. Charlie Savage is another one. Charlie McNeil. These players could become really good players. And like Marcus Rashford, he was brought in from the youth and was just shoved into the team. Now, he had a decent start to his career, but he's now a bang average player, I think Rashford is. And even though I really like Rashford, I just think that he just does the same thing he's always done, and he hasn't developed his game and changed his game to become a much more intelligent footballer. But I wouldn't say Rashford is a weak link. So I'm just saying Rashford as an example because I don't want Alanga to become a Rashford where he just does the same thing as he did as he's come through the youth and just doesn't expand on his game. But Alanga is not a weak link, but I just say he's a player that needs to improve a lot more. Finally, a weak link I'm going to say that might surprise a few people. I'm going to say Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, Ronaldo, I just think that just doesn't fit this system. And I love Ronaldo. And if he doesn't leave United at the end of this season, I'd love him to become a coach at United, because you've heard what Garnacho said, what Alanga said. You've heard Zidane Iqbal, for example. You've heard multiple youth players talk about the impact Cristiano Ronaldo gives them and the confidence he gives them and the things he's teaching them. It doesn't matter if you've got Ronaldo or Messi in your squad. No matter what they do, whether they're playing or not playing, they will impact that squad. Now, Ronaldo, I love. Brilliant player. Obviously, I didn't get to see him in the glory days at United while he was a young kid, but I got to see him briefly while I was at Real Madrid and obviously Juventus. But we've got the old, worn-out Cristiano Ronaldo now, and it's sad to see. But for me, I personally think that he'll go to the World Cup, have a great World Cup. I honestly think Portugal will win it this year. I don't care about international football. I don't give a toss if England win it or don't, because international football bores me. Like, it's the same with the Euros last year. I didn't watch it really until the semi-finals, because I was like, oh, England are in the semi-finals, oh, let's watch this. Got to the finals, I was like, oh yes, my country's in the finals, oh my god, we're going to win. We scored in the first few minutes, everyone's running about the living room, and then reality hit, and it reminded me why I don't watch international football. It's a boring game. It's pointless. If I was only to watch international football, it would be because I'm bored and I'm missing football, to be honest. But I'd honestly rather watch League 2 at Salford City. Up Gary Neville. But no, I would honestly rather watch League 2 football than watch the World Cup, to be honest. Not just the World Cup, international football as a whole. Now, the World Cup may be different this year because, as we've seen, the Premier League quality this year, it's immense. The Premier League quality this year, it's just different gravy. It's like you're seeing Liverpool and City struggle against certain teams. United struggling as well. Now, obviously, United have had a 4-win run. But obviously, with City drawing to Newcastle and Villa, and then you've got the likes of Liverpool in the form that they're in, it's interesting to see. Now, I'm wondering if the World Cup's going to be the same or if it's going to be boring. I will be watching the World Cup this year, but I'll also be watching like the likes of Salford City and stuff like that, like I said, because I'm not a huge fan of international football. I'll probably watch a Portugal or a France more than England, to be honest, because I don't know. International football is very hit or miss with me. But like I said, I've gone off a tangent yet again. But no, yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo is just not a weak link. The way I've said weak link, I think I've just worded this entire video wrong. But with Ronaldo, I just think that with him being a weak link, I just think that his time's up at United is what I'm trying to say. And I made a video on that, why Ronaldo should leave. So, even though Ronaldo brings a lot to the youth and stuff like that, Ronaldo is a deadly player coming off the bench, but he's a player that doesn't want to be coming off the bench. He's a player that wants to be starting every game, scoring 1 or 2 goals a game max. Like, if you put Ronaldo in a City system, a penalty box striker, he'll score 20, 30 goals a season. And I'm talking about Premier League goals. I'm not even talking about the other cups, like the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Champions League. I'm not talking about them trophies. God knows what he'd get in that system. But we're seeing what Haaland has done already. It's mental. 10 goals in 6 games for Haaland. It's just stupid. And it's just down to his positioning. Ronaldo is a great positional player. And you saw for, the Real Sociedad game, he scored and it was offside. So he made a massive leap. For 37 years old, he can still jump that high, create the power in his neck to make such power and get the header on target and score. No one's talking about that. If he scores that, everyone's like, Ronaldo's back, my goat, this and this. But I feel like Ronaldo's just one of them sand timers where the sand is just getting thinner and thinner at the top, and eventually the top's going to be empty and the bottom's going to be full. And I just think that Ronaldo is that sand timer, and when that sand is full at the bottom, Ronaldo's time's up, and that's when he's retired. And I think he's just got that speck of sand left, and I'd honestly rather see Ronaldo finishing off his career at Sporting Lisbon or something, back home where he belongs, playing in an easy league. He's back home, he's loved, his confidence is through the roof, and he's got Champions League football. I just think Ronaldo should leave, and he's a weak link at United. But there you go. That is my video today, talking about weak links, / the players that aren't cut out for United, should I say. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe if you're new. So yeah, let me know your weak links at Manchester United, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Goodbye.